What's up, everybody, and welcome to Buzzworthy TV. And I'm your girl, Lady T. And you already know what it is. Jumpstart January. Today, I want to actually do a response video. It was a question brought up by my girl, Miss Nappy Love. And I'm going to call this response video, Mama, can my man spend the night? The question actually is talking about, is it okay for, children to allow their mates to spend the night over their house? Or when you were younger, was your man, or if you were a guy, was your woman able to spend the night at your house? While you still live with your parents. And so I'm just going to tell y'all how I feel. I'm going to tell y'all a little story because I'm actually glad she brought this up. Because I went through the same thing. Well, I was 19 years old. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I was in my early teens, even until I was like 19, I was dating and all that, but I wasn't like head over heels, had what I would call a serious boyfriend. And I met my first serious boyfriend when I was 19 years old. And when I tell y'all, we hit it off on all cylinders. We hit it off on all cylinders. And so imagine that type of chemistry, especially physical chemistry. It was very hard to kind of like keep that in check, because to answer the question, no, I was not allowed to stay out all night with my man. I had a curfew too. Like, even though I was 19, no, sorry y'all, 19, going on 20 at the time when I met him. No, I could not stay at his house, or he could not spend the night at my house. That was not happening. In fact, I was living with my dad because once I graduated high school, my mom moved with my stepdad out of town to North Carolina because that's where he wanted to retire. So I moved in with my dad. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, that's better lighting. Ooh, okay, trying to get the lighting right. Okay, so I lived with my dad after my mom moved out of town. And he was a pretty cool dad. But that was one of his things. Like, I had to be home by no later than 2:30. And he gave me that time because he was like, I know you young and you probably want to go to the club or parties, but by 2:30 you should be home because the club closed at 2 o'clock. And if I wasn't home, oh, believe me, I heard it. And he wasn't going to take too many times talking to me before he was just going to tell me to get my ass out. That's just how he was. So when I met this dude, it was kind of hard because he did have his own place. And he was older than me. I was like 19. He was like 25. So it was very hard. But when you living under your parents' roof, I do believe that you abide by their rules. I don't care if you consider yourself grown because you over 18, or shoot, even if you still stay with your parents and you 21, that's still their house. And I feel when you get to that point where you don't want to listen or you don't want to abide by their rules, you should get you a place, even if it's just a small little place just for you. Get your own. And I kind of do agree with what Miss Nappy Love is saying about sometimes, especially depending on the situation, when you're 18, if you still staying at home, yes, you should be paying some type of rent. If you're not moved out or if you're not away at college, pay some type of rent. Even if it's just a little bit. Get you a little job. And yeah, I think I'm going to do that for my child. Whenever the Lord sees fit for me to have a child, my child is going to have a little job. And I am going to take a percentage when they get about 18 so they could pay me a little rent. And I'm not going to use it. It is going to be for them for their security deposit or furniture, anything they need for their house. Because I want them to have that responsibility, that work ethic. And the only way you can do that is if you set rules and boundaries. So, yeah, I totally agree with that. And I totally think that today's society, too many parents are lenient. Like, I do know some people, and I've had some friends who did have their man spending out of their house. and they men practically live with them and their parents, or they moved in with their boyfriend and they people. Like, I never got that. That's why I think too many people don't have their own. That's why you see a lot of people living with, you see a lot of houses where it's a house full of people, it's the mother, they son, the son girlfriend, and then they kids. Instead of you pushing your son or daughter out to get their own. That's why you have all that chaos in homes now. Because too many people are not putting their foot down. So no, I do not think that it's cool to have a child and let their child and they may spend the night. Because one night leads to 2, leads to a week, leads to they done moved in. Then next thing you know, you got babies and all that because they fucking. So no, won't be on my watch. And I feel like if you pay rent and you give me that back talk like I pay rent and I'm 21 or however old you are, yeah, you're right, you pay rent, and when you feel like my rules are too harsh, you can take the little rent that you paying me and find you a little spot for you and your mate. So if y'all want to fuck like rabbits, y'all can fuck like rabbits. They'll never got to go home. Because guess what? When you had that baby, y'all can bring that baby to y'all crib. However it is. It don't got to be the best. But whatever crib it is, y'all can take it over there. So, yeah, I do not believe in that. I do believe that that's the reason why a lot of homes are chaotic right now. It's a lot going on because people do allow that. So I'm kind of glad that I was not brought up like that, because I do believe it trickles down, because I definitely not going to have that going on. And I mean, you can never say never because things happen, but I'm definitely going to instill that you got to pay rent. And I'm definitely going to put it up because you're going to need your own spot. It is so funny because even now when people ask me, hey, I'm going through this or that, can I stay with you or whatever? I believe in charging them rent if they were to stay with me, but not a whole bunch, because I don't want you staying in my house. Like, I've had a couple of friends to be like, hey, can I stay with you? I'll give you X amount of dollars. I'll be like, look, just give me half of that and put the other half up, because I'm going to need you to get your place ASAP. I'm not here to suck nobody dry, because I believe everybody should have their own. And as far as the children, paying rent and feeling like that they can make their own rules and they so grown, you're not going until you have your own spot. So when you feel you grown enough and mature enough to really get your own place, then you can make rules at that house. But no, I feel like when the child calls himself saying, well, I pay rent and and I'm grown. Well, show that you grown. You grown when you have your own house and you take care of your own bills. So, I can't do it. I wasn't raised that way. And I think that once we learn how to nip those things in the bud, then people and children will be brought up with greater responsibility and actually be more responsible, not only with their finances and have more of a better work ethic, but they'll be more cautious about having kids too, because when you out there on your own and you got to fend for yourself, you learn that babies are expensive as shit. I can't afford it. I know I did. As soon as I got my own place, all that cutesy shit that I thought I wanted in my life, I thought about when I was with my ex-boyfriend, because he was older. I'm like, oh, maybe I give him a baby. Once I moved out, oh no, I can't afford that shit. And you just become more mature and less naive when you have your own. So, I definitely agree with Miss Nappy Love about how you do have to set ground rules. And if they can't live by your rules, then it's definitely a sign for them to get out. So anyway, y'all, until next time, peace and love. Oh, and you guys don't forget to check out, my people's videos. We got C Minted. She's doing Jumpstart January along with Miss Nappy Love, Sage Sean Bradley, Zach Ghetto View, Mike B, You know, check all their channels out. Check out my girl Jamila TV. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. All right, till next time. Bye.